We already did a spoiler-free video, but this video is going to have a lot of spoilers, so, if you haven't seen the season of Cosmic Fury, you should close this video if you don't want to find out all the information. For all those of you who already watched the season, then welcome to this video and to the first analysis that we do after the premiere. For a long time, we have made many theories and some of them came true. Let's start with what I liked most of the entire season, and that is the appearance of Zordan in Zyto's body. In this channel we talked about the possible appearance of Zordan, since in the special episode we could see Billy's desperate attempt to bring him back, and it was very likely that with the participation of the Blue Ranger in this season, they could make another attempt. This time it was something different, since it was not an experiment of Billy, but it was an experience that Ian could have had in the Morphin grid, and this gave us the opportunity to see Zordan in Zyto's body. We had previously said that we were likely to see Zordan outside of the tube, but we didn't know if he was going to have a new body, as this had never been seen in Mighty Morphin before. Although it was very clever to use Zyto's body to portray Zordan with the excuse that Ian's mind saw what he wanted to see, I would have liked them to use another actor to portray Zordan to give him his own identity. We know they couldn't use the original actor who brought Zordan's face to life, since he's a bit old now, but they could have used another actor and maybe given him the same characteristics we've seen in the comics. It was very good that even though they used Zyto's body, they gave him blue eyes, as this made him different and we could feel the change. If Zordan's appearance had not happened, despite this, we could say that this character was embodied throughout the season, as he was mentioned so many times, that we felt he was there. Even the season ended with Billy still thinking that Zordan still exists, and if Power Rangers had a sequel, maybe we could see Zordan's return completed. Another very positive thing we could see was Lord Zed's transformation, something we had also talked about on this channel, as it was a great idea for them to do this. In the comics we could see that Lord Zed used the power of the Morphin grid to transform and become a kind of Power Ranger. In Cosmic Fury they did much better, as Lord Zed used all the power of the Morphin Masters to transform himself into one of the most powerful beings we have ever seen in the history of Power Rangers. He basically got the power of all the colors, and I must say that Lord Zed's new look was spectacular. Another positive surprise was the transformation of Zyto into a Morphin Master, and before the premiere of Cosmic Fury nobody understood his role in this entire situation. When we saw him appear again at the end of Dino Fury, we were all confused. We thought we were going to have all the answers at the beginning of Cosmic Fury, but this did not happen. Throughout the season we started to get answers little by little. This caused positive things and negative things. The positive thing is that it always kept us intrigued, as we always wanted to know Zyto's purpose and how he managed to come back. The negative part is that we had to watch a Zyto who was weakening all the time, and we couldn't rely on his power as he was unstable. It would have been awesome if Zyto was a Morphin Master from the beginning of the season and his powers were not unstable. This would have caused us to have a very powerful being from the Ranger team, and we would have been able to see more spectacular things. Other positive details were the changes that the Ranger Command Center had, as that transformation for a ship was spectacular. I also really liked the fact that they traveled to different planets, and even though this was a bit obvious due to the theme of the season, even so, I think they did it very well. A spectacular detail was to have involved all those Megazords from other teams. It was like a trip to the past and an explosion of emotions. I think it was one of the most spectacular moments of the season, and even though we didn't get to see more Rangers from other seasons, we still had the opportunity to see all those Megazords in action. The participation of the Rangers that did not belong to the Cosmic Fury team was very good and very balanced. Even though each of them had good moments, they didn't take the spotlight away from the Cosmic Fury team, which is the protagonist team of the series. Something very important to me was the weapon they were able to create by combining all the weapons, something that has been done in many seasons of Power Rangers and that we didn't get to see in Dino Fury. There are many other positive details, which we also talked about in the other video without spoilers, so you can also watch that video so you can know more positive things that the season had. Now I want to start with the negative details, and I'm going to start with the arrival of the Orange Ranger. I'm really excited for the new Orange Ranger, but it was a little disappointing to see how it was that she got her powers. I mean, I loved that her power dinosaur was Solon, but the morpher being glued to her chest and just getting the power was a little silly. Even changing Zyto's morpher to be blue, so Ollie could use it, was simple but much more effective and exciting. Another thing that to me was very negative was making Ollie a villain for almost the entire season. This is something that would have been nice to see only 2 or 3 episodes, but Ollie almost became the main villain. The new costume they made for him was excellent, but honestly it was unfair to the character that he was a villain in almost every episode, since we didn't get to see him battling alongside his team until the last few episodes. Speaking of the villains, I think it was excellent that we got to see so many different monsters, but I find it very disappointing that one of the main monsters was one of the worst villains ever. The daughter of the lead villain has the personality of a dorky teenager who is glued to social media all the time, and even though we see that in real life, it's a silly thing to give that personality to one of the villains. On top of that, they include other monster friends of hers who were into dancing, basically the same thing we have seen in several social networks, and maybe this was done to have something modern, but for me it was a mistake. Another negative thing I mentioned in the other video, but I couldn't say it in full, is the exaggerated participation of Mucus and Slither. Even though these 2 characters have been beloved since the previous seasons and it was good to have them appear again in this season, still, their participation was too long. They could have invested all that time in other more important characters and created better moments. Another negative thing is that we didn't get to see Amelia's mother, and this is something quite strange for several reasons. Tariq had a lot of participation, plus Amelia's mother was one of the main characters of the previous season, and it was quite strange not to see her again. There are many other things we should keep talking about in this new season, but write in the comments your opinions, like this video and subscribe for more Cosmic Fury in Power Rangers.